What more can I say? And I say right about now, you are rocking with the best. Got my man, my co-host, Trash Can in the background. Say what up to my co-host. What's good, baby? You alright? Cool. Welcome to another episode of Sources Chillin. I am your host, Source. Of course, as always, you can follow me on TikTok at Source of Course, as well as Instagram as Source of Course, where where I had a surprise uh, comment or commenter pop in. So here I am scrolling because for whatever reason, every couple days, my post from a few weeks ago, like 6 weeks ago, about what is the best first verse of any hip hop song keeps popping back up into the forefront a bit. All right, so last week, uh, Fabo or Mr. Fabo. I don't know. I might be all wrong. But Fabo from D4L, Laffy Taffy, Laffy Taffy, that Laffy Taffy. Fabo from D4L reposted my post, or whatever you do on Instagram. Reposted, remixed. He didn't remix it because he didn't say anything, but he did share it. He shared it on his page, and it went kind of crazy over there. So, in my comments on my post, on my original post, which is up to like 1.5 million views, and I don't know how many. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot, and that's on Instagram. But today, like, just because I can, I'm just gonna show you. I'm just gonna show you because I don't ask for a lot from the world. I don't ask for a lot. I don't expect a lot, but I do appreciate when somebody as cool as Erica Badu is in the comments. Oh, hey Erica. Hey Erica. What's up? Actually, the guy underneath Erica in the comments, which is a comment from a while back, is one of the main characters on Cobra Kai. Hilarious, yo. It's hilarious. The people that are in the comments from that video, it's crazy. Very random. Erica Badu now, dude from Cobra Kai, DJ Enough, Otto, who was at the Olympics. He was the track analyst. Otto Bolden, Tracy McGrady, Hall of Famer Tracy McGrady. Uh, there were some more people early on. I can't even remember. There was so many. It was outrageous. It's still outrageous. Cujo from Goody Mob. Oh, Rascaz. Uh, yeah, it's a lot of dope hip hop uh, minded people in the comments. So I definitely appreciate that. Like I said, 1.5 million views is outrageous. I'm sorry, 1.6 million now. 1.6. So it's 1.6 on Instagram and over 400,000 on TikTok. So can I say 2 million? I can say 2 million, right? That's not doing too much. 2 million views on this video. Outrageous. So shout out to everybody who shared it, commented, liked it, you know, whatever. If you had any uh, attachment or any engagement is the word I'm looking for. Any engagement with the video on whatever platform, salute. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But yeah, Erica Badu. I was like, oh, okay. I feel like I need to make a whole, and this is where I go left. I feel like I need to make a whole video response. Dear Erica, hey, Badu, Badu. I need a real shot. Hey, diggy, diggy. You know, it could. I might, if I pull up tonight on TikTok and DJ for an hour, it might be an all Erica Badu session. It might be. I don't know. I don't know. Make me feel some type of way. But anyway, her answer to the question, Erica Badu's answer to my question that I asked on social media, she said AZ's Life's a B on Nas's Illmatic. That is her answer. So, salute, Erica Badu. Oh, and she did say, and second, or she said it's a tie between AZ and then Three Stacks on Skew It on the Barbie. She had to get some Three Stacks love in there. And I get it. I get it. Can't be mad at that. But again, appreciate y'all checking in. I guess I should be looking at the comments, right? I was having some technical difficulties again this week. It's always something. It's always something. Those technical difficulties. The internet was not internetting. The Wi-Fi was not Wi-Fi and whatever. But the connection was having a problem. But it is fixed now, as you can see, because you can see my lovely face and hear my melodious voice. Anyway, today's show is pretty much just an Olympics conversation. I won't call it a recap because I'm not going to go over every event and talk about every American who won or who lost or who did whatever. Just some ones that I want to hit on, speak on real quick, and show love to from over the past couple weeks. As the AC kicks in, I have to start by saying shout out to my babies, my daughters. I'm turning this down because I know that the AC kicking on is going to be make it a little staticky. But anyway, shout out to my babies who, like I've said before, this could in fact be our last Olympics as a family living all together. As my oldest, finished her degree, finished her second degree, and has started working. So who knows how quickly she'll want to be up out of here. Even though she can stay as long as she wants, because we don't do no kicking out. We here for the kids until the end. And then my baby is going back to college. We take her back to college next week. So actually, there probably won't be a show next Wednesday because I'll be out of town, um, trying to get that done, getting her moved back in, or getting her moved into her new home. I should say her new home for this year, and that's always a good time. I enjoy the trip. I don't enjoy the drive, but I enjoy being out of town, hanging out, doing what we got to do, and just a different atmosphere for a couple days. So we'll take care of that, and that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Senior year, senior year, kid number two. Ooh, my God, my goodness, as they say. It has been an experience. I've enjoyed it so much. I love my kids, man. I love my daughters, as they will tell you. They probably get tired of me saying it, but it's true. Like, couldn't ask for better children. Couldn't ask for more, like, motivated, kind, thoughtful children. So I definitely appreciate them, and I hope they appreciate dear old dad. Father. Speaking of which, shout out to my man Chad Morris, and shout out to Angela Patton. Chad is a former rapper, actually, former MC. He's part of the Super Friends. Super Friends, Man Skills, Lonnie B, Danger Mouse. Chad was part of that ensemble. He is part of a documentary that just dropped today on Netflix. It's called Daughters. Documentary on Netflix called Daughters. Angela Patton, it was her idea. her movement, her thing, and she brought Chad in to be a part of that. The documentary is about fathers who are locked up and a dance that was had where their daughters were brought to the jail for a dance with their fathers. So it was a father daughter dance in prison. Yeah. So the documentary is so it's dope. It got me. I mean, I thought I was just gonna turn it on and just let it play. Man, the first the first child took me out in less than, I'll say 4 minutes. It was probably 3 minutes, but I'll say less than 4 minutes. In less than 4 minutes of the show starting, the first child that was speaking took me out, dog. She took me out, little Aubrey. So I'd advise, or I would implore you to check out the documentary. It's called Daughters. It was screened at Sundance. You know, they've been all over the place with this. And yeah, dope. Especially if you are a father with a daughter or with a son or whomever. I think you should check it out on Netflix, Daughters. All right. But anyway, to the Olympics. So much happened over the past couple weeks, man. It's been a good time. I've enjoyed the time with my kids and my wife. We all sat around watching the Olympics every day, and we tried, you know, tried as much as we could to avoid seeing what happened during the day. For most days, I failed miserably. A lot of times, I'd see one thing and it would just mess it all up. But I wouldn't tell anybody, so we all watched it together. Um, but we all had a good time and enjoyed the festivities. As I've mentioned before, my oldest, uh, well, she ran track in middle school. She was not a fan of it, but she ended up being a cheerleader in college. Well, she was a cheerleader all the way through, including college at Virginia Tech. And then my youngest daughter is a track athlete right now at Cornell. So she's going into her senior year. And yeah, so things like the Olympics are special to us. We pay attention to those things. So here we were with our possibly last chance to watch the Olympics together, and we had a good time with it. Um, I want to give a shout out to the ladies. Hey, ladies, I read two different things, and I didn't confirm which one is actually the truth. So I don't want to say it too strongly, but I will say that most of the Olympic medals won by the United States were won by women. I saw a stat that said it was 65% women, 35% men. I'm not 100% sure that is correct because I later saw a stat that said over 50% of medals were won by women. Same thing, but not as strong a statement as 65%. So I don't want to oversell it. But it was a big deal one way or the other. Shout out to my favorites, the women's hoop Team USA, Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson was named MVP. It was their 61st straight Olympic W. So 61 games in the Olympics straight have been won by the United States. 61 games that the United States was involved in, they've won. It dates back to, I think, 1992 is the last time they lost. Crazy in itself. That's crazy. So it's been over 30 years. Over 30 years since they've lost a basketball game in the Olympics as Team USA. So shout out to them for another win. Then you flip over to now. First of all, let me at least say it was it was shaky. Don't get it twisted. It was shaky. They were down by double digits in the third. They were down by double digits. It was looking kind of rough there for a minute. France was giving them the business from the physical play by France to the shooting, knocking down some threes, and then Gabby Williams, who went to UConn, played in the WNBA, is currently over in France. I can't say that she's currently in France, but she's currently playing overseas because of something kind of wild that you may or may not know. Depends on if you even care about the WNBA. But Gabby Williams was playing overseas. The WNBA requires players to come back by a certain date, or they can't play in the league. That date is before the season starts. You got to come back before the date, or you're out for the season. And Gabby said, "You know what? They treated me funny one year, so I ain't even gonna stress it. I ain't even gonna stress it." So shout out to her. Hopefully she can get back into the league. Hopefully, as the money goes up, it will bring her back to the crib. But Gabby Williams was out there hooping. Um, but the U.S. was able to make a comeback and get the dub. Asia Wilson was named the MVP. I mean, she's going to be named the MVP of the WNBA season as well, as long as things go smoothly for the rest of the season. But we're close enough, I think, that whatever happens from here is cake because she's been killing everything, killing every in sight, killing every in sight. That's what she's been doing. Shout out to Black Moon. And yeah, Diana Taurasi wins her sixth, one, two, three, four, fifth, no, sixth gold medal as a member of Team USA, which is nuts in itself. So that's 24, 21, 16, 12, 8, 4. From 2004 until now, Diana Taurasi has been part of that team and been winning gold. So salute to her. Let me just name everybody: Jewel Lloyd, Sabrina Ionescu, Kalia Copper got busy. She was necessary in that third and fourth quarter of the final game. She did her third fizzle and she knocked down two free throws at the end to seal it. Uh, Brittany Griner, who was held overseas for a minimal or minuscule issue in prison for way too long and used as a pawn by the government. Kelsey Plum, Alyssa Thomas, Jackie Young, Jewel Lloyd, Asia, Stewie, Nafisa Kalia. I think I got everybody. I think I got everybody. So Chelsea Gray. Yeah. So shout out to the women of Team USA. Speaking of Team USA basketball, the men were in peril. They were in crisis in back-to-back games. The semifinals against Serbia, it was bad. It was bad in the semifinals against Serbia. But then again, in the finals against France, Serbia was way worse as far as the level of nervousness should have been because they were down by double digits in the fourth quarter. But to the rescue, well, I can't say to the rescue, but he did have 30 plus in that game, in the semifinal game, Steph Curry. And in between him, between Steph, Bron, some timely buckets by KD, and a very good game by Joel Embiid, the U.S. won the semifinals game. We get to the finals. LeBron balled out, and Steph closed the door with four straight threes to end that thing. Ooh, it was crazy, 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 crazy. So shout out to Team USA. I don't even I can name all the men, but it's gonna take me a second because I know I'm gonna forget somebody. Embiid, Braun, Katie, Steph, Ant, Book, AD, Halliburton, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, and I am forgetting one person. Oh my goodness. Who is it? Who is it? Who am I forgetting? Whoever it is, they're not gonna see this anyway, so it's fine, it's fine. Shout out to the Team USA men basketball team. That was a ladybug. I didn't know what it was, but shout out to them for getting the dub. Simone Biles. Ooh man, we gotta think that this is the end for Simone Biles, that she's, what, 27 years old. She goes home with three more gold, one more silver. She's a monster. She's a freak. She's a dog. She's a mother monster. So shout out to her for being great, doing her thing, and letting us all be a part of her greatness as she did it again for the U.S. You had Sunisa Lee. She took home a gold and two bronze medals. So shout out to her. It was Hasley who didn't compete but was part of the team. Took home a gold medal. Jade, who didn't compete. Well, no, I take it back. Who did compete and won two. Jade won two medals. She won the team gold, and then she won. I think she won a bronze. She won a bronze, I believe. Don't give me the line, but shout out to her and Miss Jordan Childs, who is going through it right now. She won gold with the team, but then turned around and won a bronze medal in the floor exercise individual. So you all seen it by now. She Her score was put her in fifth place when she finished. Her her coaches appealed. The score was increased, put her into third place. So she was awarded the bronze medal, which led to an iconic moment where um, Simone and Jordan bowed to Rebecca from Brazil, Rebecca Andrade from Brazil, who won the gold in the floor. Beautiful moment. It was an all black podium, so they had to show love. And here's where it got weird. Now, it's one thing to appeal something and it be overturned in the moment. But 5 days later, 5 days after the event is over, gone, done, donezo, the Federation comes back and says, you know what? They appealed it too late. So now we're going to strip Jordan Childs of her bronze medal. Crazy, crazy, crazy happenings. And I don't know what to say to that other than, if you say that the people didn't get their inquiry in time, that's one thing. For you to figure that out 4 days later, 5 days later, and then strip the medal is lunacy. That's crazy. Like, can that really mean something to you? Like, if you, the young lady from Romania, I believe it was, will be the bronze medalist, but even for her, it's a stolen moment. Like, it can she really celebrate the bronze medal that was given to her 5 days after the event? I guess. But as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure many other Americans, Jordan Childs is the bronze medalist. Matter of fact, Flavor Flav, who was at many of the events over the Olympic time frame, said that he is going to get Jordan her own bronze clock. Like, Flav rocks the clock, so he's going to have a bronze clock made for Jordan. And nobody has that. Nobody has that. So shout out to Flav for being a part of the festivities and, funding was it the women's handball? I can't remember what team it was. Funding a team in the Olympics. And then, of course, I have to mention Snoop. Snoop was, he said it himself. The only reason I say mascot is because Snoop said mascot himself at one point. But Snoop was pretty much the guy keeping the Olympics spirit going and keeping us entertained at the crib as we watched the events and saw Snoop. Imagine, imagine being Snoop at the Olympics. Excuse me, and Snoop was the face of the Olympics. It was wild. A friend of mine actually asked a question last night or the night before, they were like, well, they, not a question, but they said Snoop should have been the face of the Olympics for 2028. I don't think, I feel like they didn't understand that Snoop's appearance in the Olympics is one of the biggest parts of this Olympic Games. It's one of the biggest parts of the 2024 Olympics. Snoop Dogg and his antics, being there, carrying the torch, being at all the events, sitting with different parents of their children who were competing, interviews. And then Snoop made it back to LA to do the the closing ceremony. So the 2028 Olympics will be in LA, and they blew out the torch, the cauldron torch, whatever they did. Blew that out for France, for Paris, and did a whole thing bringing the torch back to the U.S. And it was brought back to L.A. And then you saw Snoop, Dre, Billie Eilish, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They had a whole thing. They did a whole thing. So it was welcoming the Olympics to L.A. And I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool. So shout out to Snoop for his participation in all of that. Back to the medals, the winners. We had, oh, shout out to the soccer team. Got to be the blackest American soccer team in the history of soccer. Because ain't no way. Daggone near half the team was black. It might have been half the team. Is that a bug on my iPad? I don't like that. I don't like that. But anyway, um, specifically, Mallory Swanson, who is the wife of Dansby Swanson, baseball player, major leaguer Dansby Swanson. Mallory Swanson is his wife. I had no idea. That was crazy. Then we had Sophia Smith. Shout out to her. Her fiance plays in the NFL. Didn't know that either. And of course, Trinity Rodman. And we all know who her dad is. They were the three faces of U.S. Olympic soccer for this go round. So shout out to them, bring that gold medal home, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Gold and fencing. It was gold medals everywhere. Shout out to Katie Ledecky. She got busy as usual. I can't even go through all the swimmers because I don't know them all, but I know Katie Ledecky because she got all them golds. She gets all the golds. That's all she does is win gold medals. But let's take it to the track, though. You know, I got to mention track. We had, let's see, where can we begin? Sydney, McLaughlin, Levroni. Sydney is 25, dog. 25. 25 years old. And she just turned 25 during the Olympics. And she is out here killing everything moving. 2 more gold medals for her. Crazy record. Like, she's out of control in that 400 hurdles. No competition for her. No competition. Competition for maybe 250. No competition for the rest. It really is no competition for the first 250, to be honest, because you know you got to plan for that ending, and they can't do it like Sydney does it. So shout out to her. You had Sha'Carri Richardson with a gold and a silver. Been waiting for years for her to get this opportunity, and she finally got there, and she did what she did with it. Gold and silver, can't be mad at that. Masai Russell. Actually, Masai Russell, I've seen her run in person at one of my daughter's track meets. Back in high school, she and Masai ran in the probably the 100, 100 or 200 back at the University of Virginia. One event or one competition. So I can say I saw that Olympic athlete, and she brought home that gold. Shout out to her for that. Who else we got? The whole 4x4 team. Oh, 4x4 women. Can't forget Gabby Thomas, winning gold, smoking everything. Oh, what other women? That might be all the women I can think of off the top of my head. Then we had Quincy Hall, who had that amazing comeback, and he was giving everything he had in that 400. Looked like he was out of gas at 340, but he fought through, came back, and went from fourth to first real quick. So shout out to Quincy Hall. Got to mention Quincy Wilson, the 16-year-old who was part of that. What team was he a part of? Man, what team was he a part of? Because he got that gold medal as well. Like in my mind, I'm thinking four by. Oh yeah, 4x4. It was a 4x4. And Quincy was a part of the team that qualified for the finals. He didn't run in the finals, but imagine being a 16-year-old in the Olympics, yo. Like that's crazy. We see 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds in gymnastics, but you don't get that normally in track. 17-year-olds I've seen. I guess Sydney was 17, but she had just turned 17, if I'm not mistaken, 8 years ago. Uh, but yeah, Quincy's 16 years old, going home with a gold medal. He actually went to the same high school as Messiah Russell. I heard one of the announcers say, Quincy Wilson putting Bullis High School on the map. I'm like, didn't Messiah go there? Yeah, she went there. Plus, they've been on the map because they dope in track. So, um, shout out to Quincy Wilson either way. I saw where he tweeted or posted that, man, can't believe I got to go back to high school in 2 weeks, which was hilarious and led to a bunch of funny comments from people. Black Twitter, I think it was Twitter, because it was Black Twitter on his neck in a kind way. It wasn't anything cruel. I mean, it may have been something cruel in the comments, but from what I saw, it wasn't anything cruel. It was them joking him about his mom being like, you better gold medal them dishes. Talk about a gold medal, you better gold medal them dishes. And a bunch of comments like that. I thought that was pretty funny stuff from the people. So shout out once again, Quincy Wilson. Let's see, Quincy Hall, Quincy Wilson, Fred Curley, medaled, Rod Benjamin, uh, Grant. Man, I'm blanking on Grant's last name. Noah Lyles was interesting. Noah Lyles was interesting. Noah Lyles was interesting. He was going for the double. He wasn't he wasn't expected to win the 100, but he was expected to compete, and he ended up winning the 100, which was before the 200, a couple of days before the 200 finals. He ends up getting second, third, third in the 200, which was crazy. Only for the story to come out that he had contracted COVID and he was having trouble breathing. He did a whole performance. He did a whole performance after the race as he was going from the track to I guess, back to the locker room and falling on the ground and, I can't breathe. It was a lot. It was a lot. So only to see him dancing on videos at a party later. I don't know if it was the same day or a couple of days later, but he was definitely getting it in, getting his two-step on real heavy. So was it COVID? Who knows? But either way, he still medaled twice, which is more than most of us. So, but of course, if you don't know Noah Lyles, he's the guy that said uh, about the NBA. I hate that we have to hear that they're world champions. World champions or what? Yeah, that didn't sit well with the NBA players and a lot of people. and only for him to come back and not win the event that he was favored in, and then the antics. It was a lot, and I'm not gonna say it's gonna be hard to live that down, but I will say that they're not gonna let it die quickly. You're gonna get clowned for a minute, for real, for real. Fencing, can't forget to shout out fencing. I don't know if I said fencing earlier. So many events, so many medals. The U.S. actually won 126 medals, 40 gold, which was tied with China for the most gold medals in the 2024 games, 44 silver, 42 bronze. So the U.S. got busy, crushed everything when it came to medals overall, and like I said, tied with China for the most gold medals in this Olympics. One event that because I'm me, I have to mention is breakdancing. We had hip hop in the Olympics, yo. I mean, somebody took hip hop too far. They took that too literally, but we had hip hop in the Olympics. To me, it was a beautiful thing. I know the story has become one particular person, Ray Gunn, 36-year-old professor from Australia, who ended up being the representative for Australia in breakdancing, women's breakdancing. And she was a mess. That's like, I don't even use the word mess, but that's the only way to describe what she was, a mess. She was hopping, literally hopping on the stage. She was doing a roll on the floor, touch your toes. She was fake yawning at the other people, which is, I mean, that's breaking 101 to try to dismiss what the other people are doing. Um, but yeah, she was terrible. And I didn't want to focus on her. I haven't wanted to focus on her this whole time. This is my first time actually talking about her in detail. I was asked about her once and I spoke on it, but other than that, I haven't even mentioned her because I feel like that's a stain on hip hop, not on hip hop, but on the breakdancing event that was a part of the Olympics, and it was terrible. She was terrible, and she had no business on that stage. And she actually teaches hip hop. I mean, it's Australia. I'm not gonna argue it, but for Australia to have her as their representative is kind of crazy. Especially when I've seen videos of breakdancers from Australia who get busy, but somehow Raygun was the one that ended up as the one competing for Australia. Craziness abounds. I heard a story, I saw or read a story about her being part of the people who, I guess, chose who would go to the Olympics, her and her husband. Can't confirm that yet, so I won't go too deep into that. But if that is true, if it is true that she was part of whoever organized and put herself into this, I like to call it white privilege, but it's Australia. I was gonna say almost everybody white in Australia, and still privilege, and she's still white. So yes, white privilege. That's what that is. Ain't no other way around it. Ain't no other way. Even the fact that she got there dancing like she did is some privilege because who's who signed her up? And she teaches. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Shaky Australia, shaky, and Australia loves hip hop. They probably embarrassed too. But anyway, the Olympics were fun. Had a good time. Now it's over. We're back to regular old TV, and nothing's on. Nothing's really on. My wife and I have gotten into uh, a series called The Gentleman, which is on Netflix. We're 6 episodes in. I think it's 8 episodes. We're however many episodes in. There's two more left before the season is over. I don't know if it's another season. I don't think so. I think it's just the one season, but it's It's a weird show. Not something I would normally watch, but it has been entertaining. I can't lie to you. So, um, can't be mad at that. As I mentioned previously, please do yourself a favor and check out Daughters on Netflix. My man Chad Morris is a part of that presentation. It is about fathers who are in jail and their daughters uh, coming to the jail for a father daughter dance. The, the jail or the prison that's being featured is in Washington, D.C. The program, the actual program that handled this or set this up, is a program from my city, Richmond, Virginia. So it started here. It has grown and moved on to DC as well. And that is where the filming took place. And yeah, it's good stuff. So check that out if you get a chance. All right. The bugs are bugging. And, you know, I think I've run my course for the night. I appreciate y'all tapping in for the show. Might not be a show. Probably won't be a show next week. Like I said, I'll be traveling. But keep me in your prayers. Keep me in your prayers, safety, and that my dollars cover everything that needs to be covered. Because, Lord, moving these kids back to college is no joke. Some of y'all know that. Some of y'all know that. Y'all be good, though. Be safe. Appreciate y'all as always. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Source of Course. And I am out.